Hey guys, so today, I'm gonna do a reaction video from this clip where the CEO of Bud Light a- he was asked questions about the reasons for Dylan Mulvaney fiasco, and I think he was refusing to answer the question or something. This is from a news channel called The Hill. I don't know if you guys watch The Hill. I do because it's one of the few news channels that it's not like Fox or CNN where you have it's like an echo chamber. The Hill is not an echo chamber. I mean, I'm not a big fan of Brianna, but it's not an echo chamber. They bring a lot of people, both liberals, conservative, progressives. You have you name it. They have diversity of thought. In so that's one of the reasons I like watching The Hill. But anyway, yeah. So this clip is from the Bud Light CEO where they were interviewing him. So let's check it out. It's gonna be a good watch. Okay.
Anheuser-Busch CEO Brendan Whitworth appeared on CBS This Morning last week to discuss the next steps his company is taking to counter the backlash to Bud Light's partnership with trans influencer Dylan Mulvaney.
But when the Bud Light boss specifically was asked if the move was a mistake or if he'd do it again, Whitworth wouldn't provide a direct answer. Let's watch.
Knowing what you know now, if you could go back, would you send this can to this one person again?
There's a big social conversation taking place right now, and big brands are right in the middle of it. And it's not just our industry or Bud Light. It's happening in retail. It's happening in fast food. And so for us, what we need to deeply understand and appreciate is the consumer and what they want, what they care about, and what they expect from big brands.
Oof, this comes as the top Anheuser-Busch marketing executives responsible for.
He didn't answer the question. He just said a whole lot of nothing. He just, what is with these people and acting like other people are stupid? Like, answer the question. Either take a stand or don't take a stand. Either you say that what you did was the right call, yeah, you are in support of, the pride community, or you said, oh shit, it was a giant mistake. Take a stand. Have some balls and take a stand. God, with these people.
Or the Mulvaney partnership are no longer employed, according to the Daily Caller.
So that was a non-answer, if ever I've not heard one.
It's the only wrong answer,
yes,
to be honest, that is going to satisfy absolutely no one. You know you're going on a liberal show, a liberal morning show, where, as the host put to him, people who are left-leaning, people who are watching that show want you to say, of course, we stand by the choice to have anybody in America drink our beer. Like, there's a million audiences in America. If someone wants to boycott us, they could boycott us for any number of things that we could.
Look at this dude, man. Look at this dude.
Potentially do. And if we start down this path, we will be completely hamstrung by whatever political movement decides it wants to take issue with a given part of the society. We're not political. We send our cans to everyone and we make a good product, and that's that. Or alternatively, do the thing where you throw trans people under the bus, say, you yucky, gross.
Yeah.
I'll never do that again, and live with the consequences of what that means for a liberal leading audience.
Would he actually say that? Would he, like, you see why I'm not really a big fan of Brianna? Like, she is so oh gosh, she is so pathetic. Like, she is so pathetic. Like, he will come out and say something like that.
Those are your options.
He did not do either thing. Or just don't do the interview.
Don't do the interview.
Don't do the interview.
Nobody asked for this.
Just corporate platitudes. Look, if clearly they have to regret what they've done here, because it very much hurt the brand. It sounds like they've actually fired the people who were in charge of greenlighting it, so they understand this was a disaster. If you don't want to talk about it,
oh, they did. I thought they were on leave. The last time I heard, they said they were on leave. So they actually did fire them. So they regretted it then. Why didn't he just come out and say that? It was a mistake. We regretted it. It was a misfire. We apologize.
don't talk about it. But if you want to win back, if you wouldn't win back conservatives, that was not going to do it. And also, to your point, if you wanted to reassure trans people or social progressives, I don't think that was going to be sufficient either.
Look, nobody knew who Brendan Whitworth was. Nobody was clamoring for Brendan Whitworth to give a comment. Now I know who Brendan Whitworth is, and I don't think
and I'm mad at him. And I'm mad at him.
Because he, for some reason, felt like his face needed to be on morning television. Now, look.
It's about ethics in interviews journalism. That's why I'm boycotting Bud Light.
Right. I mean, look, Bud Light, I could go down the list of celebrities and say who's got the best favorables in America. And I bet you I could find someone who's a right-leaning person who has favorables that are so high that within a year I could get everyone to forget that Bud Light is associated with Dylan Mulvaney and is instead associated with Brett Favre or whoever the heck it is.
Rob Schneider. Fresh off the RFK endorsement.
Right. I mean, like that has to be the line. Like, what do you want from us as a company? You know, is Dylan Mulvaney a criminal? Has she done something objectively bad that it would be ill-advised to let her drink a beer on camera? Like that, I mean, I just really want us to go back to what the problem is here. That there's an influencer who has an audience.
Like, you don't know what the problem is. This dude parading himself as some kind of wearing woman face. Like, basically that's what he's doing, wearing woman face. And now he's, an ambassador of Bud Light, mostly consumed by conservatives. This is a product that mostly consumed, that conservatives consume. Conservatives are your primary customers. And then you slap them in the face like this, and you don't think there's going to be a backlash. This is insane.
Because she's transitioning. If you don't want your kid to transition, if you don't like transitioning, if you don't think that being transgender is a real or legitimate phenomenon, your options are to take your phone away from your kid, tell your kid that transitioning is bad and that trans people are evil, and run your household the way you want. Do I approve of that? No, but I'm not in the business of telling other people how to run their household. I'm also not in the business of telling Bud Light what they should do, whether they should not be appealing to everybody in the world.
Nobody said Bud Light. I mean, Bud Light could do whatever they want. People just boycotted Bud Light. People said, I'm not drinking your product no more. That's what people did. People have the right to do whatever they want with their money. People have that right. It's not a bad thing. It's not a good thing. If you have a company that you usually buy your products from, and they did something that you feel that is bad or evil, whatever it is that you feel that they did that you did, and you're not on board with it, you can take your business elsewhere. This is a free market country. What the hell is she talking about?
And everybody, I have disagreed with Bud Light ads in the past. I don't think many of them are particularly progressive or feminist or give what I think young girls should have in terms of good body image. But I don't make those kinds of decisions about who the brand should be appealing to, because I think it's capitalism and brands are going to broadly appeal to everyone they can appeal to.
Yeah, 2 points. I mean, they would tell me that trans people are what population? 1%? 2%? 2% of the population. You're trying to market to 2% of the population. Yeah, they can drink your beer. They could have your beer all day long.
I mean, that's just that.
Sure. Again, personally, I don't care. But to represent what a socially conservative perspective would be, and what they would say is that they don't recognize trans people as a category. They don't want this affirmed or in the atmosphere. I think they find it actually offensive what Dylan Mulvaney in particular has done in terms of her performance as a girl. That's what they would say, is that it's a performance as a girl. It's insulting to women. I do, in fact, know women who feel that way about it, who aren't even particularly socially conservative. And thus, Bud Light had to pay a consequence.
I know women who think a lot of things. I know women who are not pro-choice. I know women who, don't think that Star Trek is a great show. I mean, I know women who I disagree with for a lot of different reasons. What are we really saying here? And is this not like, Bud Light has to live with the backlash. So they can make the choice to not try to market their product to certain communities because they think that one community in particular is powerful enough to have a negative effect on their product. And they have to make that decision. That's a financial decision. And I'm not invested in the profits of a large American corporation. But from a political perspective and a social perspective of what their conservatives are doing, it seems like this is obviously an exercise in exactly the kind of cancel culture that they railed against for years and years and years. And it starts to become...
This is not a cancel culture. They just stopped patronizing Bud Light. Boycotting a company isn't cancel culture. Cancel culture is individual. You cancel a person's livelihood. That is what cancel culture is. Getting fired. That is cancel culture. Getting your name smeared in the public sphere. That is cancel culture. Taking your money elsewhere to another company to buy your product. That is not cancel culture. What the hell is this lady talking about?
I'm a little unintelligible about what the goals are here. If you hate trans people, it's a free country. You can hate trans people.
If you hate trans people, please.
Make random corporations also align with that message is exactly the kind of propagandistic pressure that they allege is happening in schools and with liberal institutions and with Will and Grace and all of these kinds of things. So if everyone just wants to get in the culture wars games, admit it, you're in the culture wars games. You want to try to use boycotts and financial incentives to get people to agree with your message of hating trans people.
The right and I think Republicans are saying your terms are acceptable. That's exactly
that's fine. Destroy Bud Light. Good luck. I think that people who don't hate trans people aren't going to start hating trans people. So your agenda is really to kill a historically right-leaning conservative bastion of a company like Bud Light that's given a lot to Republican candidates. If they want to take Bud Light down, I don't think a single person's going to feel differently about trans people, but it will hurt Bud Light. So,
oh, please. Anyway, yeah, I'm tired of this video. Yeah, so I mean, this chick, Brianna, man, she's something else. I swear to God, she's something else. She doesn't know the difference between people boycotting a company and cancel culture. Yeah, I could tell you a lot of people that have been canceled, their careers ruined, their names smeared. That is what we call canceling. Just because you have a belief. People taking their money and spending it somewhere else, that is not canceling. That is what we call free market. But of course, a progressive like Brianna, I don't think she'll understand the difference. Anyway, that's what I think about the video. If you like this video, please hit that like button. Leave your comments down below. I always read them. I want to know what you guys think. And if you may, please subscribe. Yeah, have a good night.